hope you are all keeping well. Eva here, dietitian and science ambassador from Tetrogen, and today I'm speaking with you from Sasquatch Mountain Resort in Canada. So in today's video we are going to be talking about weight loss and fat loss and how there is a difference, because weight loss does not mean fat loss. Now, more specifically, what we will be talking about is using the scales to measure your fat loss or your weight loss. Measuring fat loss, we'll go into 3 ways in how we can do that, and then we'll just go into a little bit about muscle mass in your body, what that means. A lot of you watching this video probably have a similar goal in mind, which is to lose weight. But have you ever thought about what that actually means and what it is that you're actually losing? So when people say that they want to lose weight, a lot of the time, or most of the time, what they mean is that they want to lose fat. But oftentimes fat isn't the only thing that is lost. Water weight and muscle mass can also be lost as well, or gained. So it's really important to know the difference between the types of weight loss that can happen. Okay, point number 1. Did you know that a weighing scales alone will not tell you how much fat you have lost? It measures weight. So it takes into account everything outside your body and inside your body, outside being your clothes and inside being things like water, fat, muscle, bones. So let's look at a few examples. A lot of extreme diets, like the ketogenic diet, will cause you to lose a lot of weight initially because, for example, the ketogenic diet cuts out most carbohydrates, which tend to hold on to water in the body. So if you cut out carbohydrates, then there isn't as much water being held in your body, so you lose a lot of that water weight, and this can give people false hope in the beginning if they only use the weighing scales to track their progress, because they think they're doing great, but really it's just a few kilos or pounds of water that they've lost. A few more examples of situations where what happens inside your body can affect weight would be drinking a glass of water, which will make you about 200 mils heavier. Or if you go to the bathroom or you sweat after a heavy workout, you lose a lot of weight. If you have a medical condition that causes you to retain water, or if your diet is really high in salt, you will retain more water in the body, causing you to be heavier or weigh more. So really important to know, your weight fluctuates, so it changes throughout the day, and it also changes every single day slightly. So see for yourself, weigh yourself in the morning and that same day in the evening, and see how much your weight has changed in that same day. So you get the picture. So do not rely solely on the weighing scales to track your progress, because it can be very misleading and sometimes cause you to be frustrated with your progress. So point number 2, measuring fat loss. So if we know that the scales alone aren't enough to measure fat loss, how do you know that you are losing fat? Let's first look at what it means to lose fat. If we take a pound or half a kilo of fat, that contains the energy equivalent of 3,500 calories. That's so we use calories to measure energy. So we would need to get rid of that energy, so burn 3,500 calories to lose that pound or half a kilo of fat. So if we divide it by the number of days in the week, that would be 500 calories less that you would need every day to lose that pound of fat. So by eating 500 calories less every day, or by burning 500 calories more every day for a week, you should lose that pound or half a kilo of fat in the week. And you should aim for 1 to 2 pounds or half a kilo to 1 kilo of fat loss every week. That's achievable and realistic for most people. And if you lose more than 2 pounds in the week, it's likely that there is some water weight and maybe some muscle being lost too. I'll go over 3 ways with you that you can measure body fat. So number 1 is a skin fold caliper, and this is a device that measures the thickness of your subcutaneous fat at different locations of the body. So it's a device that kind of pinches your fat in these areas like your back, your thighs, and your triceps and your abdomen. And it's one of the most cost-effective, accurate, and widely available ways to measure body fat. And it can be done at home, in a gym, or a healthcare setting. And I would really recommend getting it done by a trained professional, because the accuracy of the results depends on how skilled the person taking the measurements is. And you want to be as accurate as you can. Okay, another way to measure your body fat is to use a bioelectrical impedance machine. And this machine works by sending small electrical currents through your body to see how easily they travel through your body tissues. So it's like a weighing scales that you stand on barefoot, and then you put your hand on a device here and here. So when these currents travel through your body, they actually travel easier in muscle than fat due to the different water content. So that is how you're able to estimate your body fat. So they're quick and easy to use. They're widely available in drugstores, pharmacies, gyms, healthcare facilities as well. However, the accuracy of these varies, and the results are actually affected by what you drink and what you eat beforehand. So still good to do once a month to get an estimate of where you're at, but something to keep in mind that the accuracy varies and it's not 100%. And lastly, we have body circumference measurements. So this involves measuring the circumference of certain body parts like the neck and the waist and the hips using a measuring tape, which most of us have at home. So it's a simple and cheap way of estimating your body fat or just simply tracking your progress. And you can also actually estimate your risk of getting obesity related conditions such as high blood pressure or type 2 diabetes just by measuring your waist circumference. So for women, the ideal waist circumference is less than 35 inches, which is about 88 centimeters. And for men, it should be less than 40 inches, which is around 102 centimeters. And for more ways to see how you can measure your body fat, you can just check out the link below. Point number 3 is muscle mass, which is another thing to look out for when checking your weight. So if you start exercising, specifically resistance training, your muscle mass will increase. And muscle is actually more dense than fat, and what this means is that the same volume of muscle will weigh more than the same volume of fat. So if you gained muscle and lost fat, it's possible that the number on the scales or your weight will be the same. But because muscle is more dense than fat, you will appear to be slimmer, your waist will be smaller, but your weight will be the same. And having more muscle actually increases your metabolism, and that means that the more muscle you have, the more calories or energy you burn at rest. So having more muscle is definitely beneficial. So I hope now you have a better understanding of how your body composition affects your weight, and that weight loss does not equal fat loss. There is a difference between them. So going forward, I would recommend focusing on making small changes, one small change at a time, and focus on something that's achievable for you and that you can maintain long term. And if you want a kickstart on your health journey, you can check out the free 12-week Tetrogen healthy eating guide. Remember, don't rely on the scales alone to track your progress. Also, if fat loss is something you've struggled with for a while, it's likely that there may be some hormonal imbalances or chronic inflammation in your body that is affecting your progress. So if you think this could be you, make sure you check out the previous videos I did that can help you. There was one about hunger hormones, about chronic inflammation in your body and what to eat and what to avoid for that. And then the results from clinical studies about Tetrogen's active ingredients. So thank you for watching, and I will see you soon.